Hello everyone, welcome back to Alka Space. Albert Einstein, almost everybody knows him. The most influential scientist of this century. But very few people know that he was excellent at maths and science, but he had problems with grammar, spellings and writing. Leonardo da Vinci, George Washington, these people have made a profound impact on this world. But very few people know that these people also had problems with reading and writing. Labeled as lazy in childhood, these people have done wonders in their life. Learning is a skill and it happens unintentionally or deliberately on learner's part. Unintentionally, when we are just learning from our environment, from the things which are surrounding us, and intentionally when we are actually making efforts to get the things done, when we are actually making efforts to grab something, when we are actually making efforts to have a skill. Those who are unable to learn become a puzzle for teachers and usually are a subject of criticism. Those who are associated with the development of children, whether they are parents or teachers, it becomes apparent for them to understand the concept of learning, why students are unable to learn despite having average or above average intelligence. This concept is known as learning disability. The child who is not able to benefit from the regular classroom instructions may have the problems in learning, may have learning disabilities. I have already made an introductory video on learning disabilities, what learning disability actually is. Please click on the I button or go to the description box to have a link and watch the complete video on learning disabilities. And today in this video, I am going to take up the types of learning disabilities. So let's begin with the types of learning disabilities. First is dyslexia. Dyslexia is a common learning disability. This is the widely known learning disability. It is actually the disorder associated with language, reading, spellings. The child who is suffering from dyslexia is not able to read properly. The reading material in front of him, it seems like a jumbled mess when he starts reading. He cannot read properly in a sequence. He cannot read from left to right with concentration and focus. Word recognition becomes very difficult. Reading is a task for them. That is why this problem is also known as reading disability. And the children, the individuals with dyslexia almost go unrecognized, unnoticed through 4 years, because these children have average or above average intelligence. As I already mentioned, Albert Einstein, he was a genius, he was an extraordinary child, but still he had problems with reading and writing. That is why we call him dyslexic. The second type of learning disability is dyscalculia. Calculia, that is calculations. So that it is quite evident that this problem is related with maths. Children with dyscalculia find maths extremely difficult. Even learning maths, learning simple numbers, understanding simple number concepts, counting backward, forward, simple additions, division, multiplications, subtractions become a task for these children. Again, dyscalculia is independent of intelligence level of children. Yes, it is independent of intelligence level of children. It is very common in society that we always, label these students as dumb, that you cannot even perform a simple multiplication, you cannot even add 2 plus 2. But yes, this problem occurs in some children and this problem is known as dyscalculia. But it does not mean that child is dumb. It does not mean that child is not intelligent. He or she may perform well in other areas if he is not performing well in mathematics. Third type of learning disability is dysgraphia. It is associated with writing. And it is not just about holding pencil, it is also about planning and organizing on the paper. These children cannot think and write simultaneously. fine motor skills are adversely affected. And again, I always stress on developing the fine motor skills, because fine motor skills are, let us understand a bit about fine motor skills. Fine motor skills are the little muscles, the fine, short, small muscles of hands that are very important to be developed for handwriting skills of the students, the children. So dysgraphia, the children who are having dysgraphia, they have problem with fine motor skills. The fine muscles are not strengthened in these children. Again, I would repeat this dysgraphia is also independent of intelligence level of children. Next kind of learning disability is dyspraxia. It is associated with motor skills. The word motor here refers to muscles. That means the muscle development is not appropriate for the age of these children. Eye-hand coordination is very, very weak. These muscles are not strengthened. That is why balancing is not proper. The balancing is not appropriate for these children. Once again, I am repeating, this also does not depend on intelligence level of the child. There are some related disorders also. One is auditory perception disorders. Auditory is referred with linked with the hearing capacity of an individual, but again the hearing of the child is pretty normal. It is just that a child cannot recognize the sound from where the sound is coming from, and the child cannot differentiate between two kinds of sound. This is called as auditory perception disorder. And one that is again very common, that is ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorders. The children with this kind of disorder are unable to concentrate, are unable to sit at one place for some time, and you will find these children being punished, being ridiculed in classes very, very commonly. But yes, this is this is a disorder associated with the learning disabilities, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Although many professionals have characterized learning disability as mild disorders, but it is important to validate these domains. One thing that is very clear about learning disability, that learning disability is the discrepancy, the difference between the actual ability of the child and the performance he is showing. That is, it is difference between the expected and the actual results. And it is not like that these children cannot do well in their life. It is just about strategies. With right kind of strategies used inside the classrooms and homes, these children can do wonders. And we already have examples of these dyslexic, these learning disabled children who have actually came out with flying colors. So learning disability is something that is to be taken seriously in terms of strategies that are to be used that are needed to be implemented while teaching these children, while handling these children at home and school. So guys, this is all about types of learning disabilities. Next we'll take up how to manage these children, how to manage these learning disabled children in classroom, in houses. And please keep watching the videos and subscribe to Alka Space. Please do not forget to like and share this video. Bye bye and have a good day.